Macomb was a tired old town, even in 1932 when I first knew it. Somehow it was hotter then. The day was 24 hours long, but it seemed longer. There was no hurry, for there was nowhere to go, nothing to buy, no money to buy it with, although Macomb County had recently been told that it had nothing to fear but fear itself. That summer, I was 6 years old.
back to school anymore.
Ah, Scout, it's just the first day.
Well, I don't care. Everything went wrong. The teacher got mad as the devil at me and said you were teaching me to read all wrong and to stop it. And then acted like a fool and tried to give Walter Cunningham a quarter when everybody knows Cunninghams won't take nothing from nobody. Any fool could have told her that.
Well, maybe she's just nervous. After all, it's her first day, too, teaching school and being new here.
Marcus.
Now, wait a minute. You just learn a single trick, Scout. You get along a lot better with all kinds of folks. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view.
Sir?
Till you climb inside of his skin and walk around in it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything gonna be all right this morning. Oh, yeah. Woo! Now, when I was a young boy, at the age of 5, my mother said I was gonna be the greatest man alive. But now I'm a man, way past 21. I want you to believe me, baby. I have lots of fun. I'm a man. I spell him H-I-N. That rubber band man. No B. Oh, child. Why? That mean mannish boy. I'm a man. I'm a full-grown man. I'm a man. I'm a natural-born lover's man. I'm a man. I'm a rolling stone. I'm a man. I'm a hoochie-coochie man. Sitting on the outside. Just me and my mate. You know I made the moon, honey. Come up 2 hours late. Wasn't that a man? I spelled him H-I-N. That rubber band man. No B. Whoa, child. Why? That mean mannish boy. Man. I'm a full-grown man. Man. I'm a natural-born lover's man. Man. I'm a rolling stone. Man, child. I'm a hoochie-coochie man. The line I shoot and will never miss. When I make love to a woman, she can't resist. I think I go down to old Kansas too. I'm gonna bring back my second cousin. That's little John the Conqueror. All you little girls sitting out that line. I can make love to you, woman, in 5 minutes time. Ain't that a man? I spelled him H-I-N. That rubber band I'm grown. No B. Oh, child.
say this to you. There's some men in this world who are born to do our unpleasant jobs for us. Your father's one of them.
Trust in me in all you do. Have the faith I have in you. Love will see us through if only you trust in me. Why don't you trust me? Come to me when things go wrong. Cling to me, Daddy. Oh, yeah, and I'll be strong. We can get along, we can get along. Oh, if only you trust in me. While there's a moon on high. While there are birds to fly. While there is you and I can be sure that I love you. Oh, stand beside me, all the while. Come on, Daddy, face the future. Why don't you smile? Trust in me, and I'll be worthy of you. Oh, yeah, yeah. Why don't you trust in me in all you do, and have the faith I have in you. Oh, and love will see us through if only you trust in me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why don't you come to me when things go wrong? Cling to me and whoa, and I'll be strong. We can get along, we can get along. Oh, if only you trust in me.
Where are you going? I can't stand it any longer. I'm going downtown to the courthouse and walk. You better not. You know what Annika said? I don't care if you did. I'm not going to miss the most exciting thing that ever happened in this town.
This court's now in session. Everybody rise.
On the night of August 21st, I was just leaving my office to go home when Bob, Mr. Yule, came in. Very excited he was, and he said to get to his house as quick as I could, that his girl had been raped. She was pretty well beat up. I asked if Tom Robinson beat her like that. He said yes, he had. I asked if he'd taken advantage of her. He said yes, he did.
Did anybody call a doctor, Sheriff?
No, sir.
Why not?
Well, I didn't think it was necessary. She was pretty well beat up. Something sure happened. It was obvious.
Now, Sheriff, you say that she was mighty beat up. In what way?
Well, she was beaten around the head. There were bruises already coming on her arms. She had a black eye starting.
Which eye?
Let's see. It was her left.
Was her left facing you, or looking the way that you were?
It was her right eye.
Robert E. Lee, Yule. Well, that night, I was coming in from the woods with a load of kindling, and I heard Miguel screaming as I got to the fence. So I dropped my kindling, and I run just as fast as I could, but I run into the fence. But when I got loose, I run up to the window, and I seen him with my Mayella. I run around the house trying to get in, but he done run through the front door just ahead of me. But I seen who it was, all right.
Folks are doing a lot of running that night. Let's see now. You say that you ran to the house, you ran to the window, you ran inside, you ran to Mayella, you ran to Sheriff's Tate. Did you, during all this running, run for a buck?
There wasn't no need to. I seen you done it.
You've heard the sheriff's testimony. Do you agree with his description of Mayella's injuries?
I agree with everything Mr. Tate said.
Can you read and write?
Yes, Mr. Finch, I can read and I can write.
You're left-handed, Mr. Ewell.
What's that got to do with it, Judge? I'm a God-fearing man. That Atticus Finch, he's trying to take advantage of me. Got to watch tricky lawyers like Atticus Finch.
Quiet. Quiet, son. Now, Mayella, suppose you tell us just what happened, huh?
I was sitting on the porch and he come along. Well, there's this old chef robe in the yard. I said, you come in here, boy, and bust up the chef robe and I'll give you a nickel. So he come on in the yard and I go in the house to get him the nickel. And I turn around and before I know it, he's on me. And I fought and hollered, but he had me around the neck and he hit me again and again. And the next thing I knew, Papa was in the room, standing over me, hollering, who done it?
Do you remember him beating you about the face?
No, I don't recollect if he hit me. I mean, yes, he hit me. He hit me.
I can't use my left hand at all. I got it caught in a cotton gin when I was 12 years old.
You have testified that he choked you and he beat you. You didn't say that he sneaked up behind you and knocked you out cold, but that you turned around and there he was. You want to tell us what really happened?
He took advantage of me, and if you find fancy gentlemen ain't gonna do nothing about it, then you're just a bunch of lousy, yellow, stinking cowards.
Tom Robinson takes stand. Were you acquainted with Mayella Violet Ewell?
Yes, sir. I had to pass her place, going to and from the field every day. And one day she asked me to come inside the fence and bust up a shiver rope for the fence. That was way last spring. Way over a year ago.
And did you ever go on the place again?
Well, I went lots of times. Seemed like every time I passed by yonder, she'd have some little something for me to do. Chopping kindling and toting water for her.
What happened to you on the evening of August 21st of last year?
I was going home as usual that evening when I passed the Ewell place. It's Mayella on the porch, like she said she was. And she said for me to come there and help her a minute. Well, I went inside the fence and I looked around for some kindling to work on. But I didn't see none. All the time I was wondering why it was so quiet like. And then it come to me. There was not a child on the place. She said, they all gone to get ice creams. And the next thing I know, she grabbed me around the leg. She reached up and kissed me on the face. She said she'd never kissed a grown man before. And she might as well kiss me. She says for me to kiss her back. And I said, Miss Mayella, let me out of here. Mr. Ewell said he's gonna kill her.
Tom, did you rape Mayella Ewell?
I did not, sir.
This case should never have come to trial. The state has not produced one iota of medical evidence that the crime Tom Robinson is charged with ever took place. It has relied instead upon the testimony of two witnesses whose evidence has not only been called into serious question on cross-examination, but has been flatly contradicted by the defendant. I have nothing but pity in my heart for the chief witness for the state. She is the victim of cruel poverty and ignorance. But my pity does not extend so far as to her putting a man's life at stake. She tempted a Negro. She was white, and she tempted a Negro. She did something that in our society is unspeakable.
She kissed a black man.
And so, a quiet, humble, respectable Negro who has had the unmitigated temerity to feel sorry for a white woman has had to put his word against two white people's. The defendant is not guilty. But somebody in this courtroom is. In this country, our courts are the great levelers. All men are created equal. I am confident that you gentlemen will review without passion the evidence that you have heard, come to a decision, and restore this man to his family. In the name of God, do your duty. In the name of God, believe Tom Robinson.
The world.
Court's now in session. Everybody rise.
Gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
Will the defendant please rise and face the jury? What is your verdict?
We find the defendant guilty as charged.
October, things had settled down again. I still looked for Boo every time I went by the Radley place. This night, my mind was filled with Halloween. There was to be a pageant representing our county's agricultural products. I was to be a ham. Neighbors bring food with death, and flowers with sickness, and little things in between. Boo was our neighbor. He gave us 2 soaked dolls, a broken watch and chain, a knife, and our lives. until you stood in his shoes and walked around in them. Just standing on the Radley porch was enough. The summer that had begun so long ago had ended, and another summer had taken its place, and a fall, and Boo Radley had come out. I was to think of these days many times, of Jim and Dill and Boo Radley and Tom Robinson and Atticus. He would be in Jem's room all night, and he would be there when Jem waked up in the morning.